welcome to Murphy's Garden. I'm here this morning in the parterre. In our last video you did hear me whittle on about the problem I've got with these ballerina roses. As I said, I've got the issue with the two different colours and just generally, although the roses look lovely, they're in full bloom at the moment and they do look nice, but I'm just not really that happy with them in this area, and I'm not really sure whether I made the right choice. I kind of regret not putting in white roses. So I've got the day off work, a rare day off work, and got my mother and father-in-law and my sister-in-law up at the moment. So we're going to leave the boys behind and the girls are going to have a nice day out at David Austin Roses. We're very fortunate that David Austin Roses is located in Shropshire, just on the border actually. It's down in Albrighton near Wolverhampton. So we're going to have a nice day out there, and while I'm there I'm going to look at the roses. I want to see the ballerina roses that they've got, how they've got them, in what kind of context they've got them growing. I have seen them growing in just herbaceous borders and I think they might be quite nice there, so I won't waste them. They will be reused elsewhere in the garden if I do decide to move them. And then I want to look at, there are several white roses that I'm quite interested in. One is Iceberg. I had somebody comment on the video that she's got an iceberg rose, Mona, and I quite like the idea of perhaps looking at that. And the other one is Desdemona, which is a white rose with kind of a blushy pink undertones. It's meant to be, it was created by David Austin in 2015, but it's meant to sort of have the old rose fragrance. It's meant to kind of smell of lemon and almonds, and it just sounds quite nice. And in this contained area with the high hedges as they grow up, it would be nice to have a bit of smell. This rose behind me doesn't really smell, so would like to look at that and then just really get some ideas. But most of all, have a nice day out, and I understand they've got a very nice cafe, so we'll go and have lunch. So off we go, and we'll try and do some filming while we're there, and we'll see how busy it is, but hopefully we'll have a good day out. David Austin Rose Garden is nestled in the Shropshire countryside on the family farm and is home to the National Collection of English Roses. The garden is made up of 5 themed gardens, and the best bit is that it's free to visit. David Austin Sr. introduced the first English rose to the world 60 years ago. He died in December 2018, but his legacy continues, and his son, also David, continues to run the business. David Austin roses are world renowned, and his creations bloom every year in gardens all over the world. Today there are over 200 English rose hybrids, and each one undergoes 10 years of trials and development before they are sold, ensuring that only the best reach the public. Hello, so you join us at David Austin Roses. It's absolutely beautiful. We're just heading into the Renaissance garden, and I'm very excited to see there's a nice rill. So this is what I've got visions for in our own garden back at home. So we'll just go in and have a look at that. So this is the area with the lovely rill running up the middle of it, and I love these, we've got these serpentine paths. It's interesting to note that they have got box blight, and I noticed that on my last visit here last year, a couple of years ago, they were replacing a lot of the box with yew hedging, and they keep the yew hedging small, and they've got that elsewhere in the garden. But I love the shape of these serpentines, they look good. I think if we were to do a rill, we certainly wouldn't have roses and everything up the middle, but just the plain rill. But the size of it is kind of similar size to what we would want. And they've got this probably dye in the water, which is used to make the water look so kind of inky black. And the nice thing about that is it just makes it reflect the sky. Obviously it's a bit of a dull day today, but on a nice sunny day you get lovely reflections in the water. So I've got Olivia with me. And we're thoroughly enjoying our trip at David Austin Roses. And if I just pan round, I'll just show you, so we've got this lovely rill running up the middle, and then at the end we've got this nice covered area. That's my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law, Bella and Moira, so hi. So here down at my feet is the ballerina rose that we've got at home, and it doesn't look terribly spectacular here either. Also next to it is the Olivia rose as well. We've got that at home and that looks lovely. Nicer foliage. I think that's the other thing with this. Although the blooms and everything look quite nice, the foliage isn't anything special. So I think I'm more and more convinced that I am going to remove them from that area and replace them with something else. So we'll keep looking. So this is the pergola pathway, and there's some nice climbers along here. Unfortunately, the timing of it is a lot of the roses have just gone over, so they're just in between kind of flushes really, but there's still some nice colour out at the moment. So this is the rose that I really have come to have a look at. This is Desdemona. Unfortunately, it's all budded but not in flower, which is a shame, but the foliage is lovely, really nice foliage. So we've just spotted another clump of this Desdemona rose, and I really like it. It's got this lovely dark green foliage. The flowers, when they open, are this beautiful blush pink, almost like a peony flower. They look lovely, and then when they open, as they get older, they turn a white, quite a pure white, and I really, really like them. So perhaps that's something we'll look at planting. So this is the lion garden, and what's nice about this, it's got a lot of herbaceous planting, and it's just showing you how you can put roses amongst your herbaceous perennials and how nice they look. So having said all the horrible things I said about my Herbaceous daylilies, here they are with this lovely Helenium, Moorhen Beauty, which look lovely, and also they've got the Dame Judi Dench rose, and the orange, the colours do look lovely. So this is a lovely combination. We've got this sedum, it's called a sedum matrona, beautiful sedum, and in the background there's the lark ascending, lovely peachy colour rose, so they look really good together. And then Thylictrum in the background has just fallen over, but that was a really nice plant. We've seen that quite a lot this summer when we were at RHS Hyde Hall. Here we've got the Monarda. Having talked about Monarda in our video, here's another one. This one's called Prairie Night, so I'll have a look at that when I get home. But it's again also covered in bees like ours is at home. That's a lovely one, dark purple. And I love these little erigerons, they're really, really sweet. And this makes a nice little ground cover plant. So I'm back now in our garden, and Murphy, hello, it's nice to see you back. He's rolled in something. I don't know, he must have done it when we were out for a walk. He's got wet ears because Olivia's just washed him. But anyway, we're back now. We've had a super day out at David Austin Roses, and I have bought a rose. I bought the Desdemona rose. I've only bought one because obviously they're cheaper to buy them bare root in the winter, but I kind of just thought I could buy one, bring it home just to check that it's definitely the right one, and just to see what it looks like in situ. So it just smells lovely. I wish you could smell it because it's absolutely stunning. It says on the label that it smells of almonds, lemon and cucumber, and it kind of really does. It's lovely. So anyway, I've brought it back and it just looks super, and compared to the ballerina roses it just looks kind of classier and just nicer. They did have some of them growing just outside the front door as we went into David Austin Roses, and what I like about it, it seemed to be quite low growing, whereas the ballerinas kind of send these big shoots up and it just looks kind of too tall in places, whereas this looked quite compact. So it's, as I say, it's named Desdemona. It's named after the heroine in Othello. And what else does it say about it? So it's recommended for its fragrance, and I think in this confined area the smell's really going to hit you. It'd be lovely. It says it grows about 3.5 foot in height and 3.5 foot wide. So I reckon I'm going to need probably 5 plants in each of the 4 areas, but whether I could take some cuttings and just bring some on myself, that would obviously keep the cost down. But overall, I think this is definitely the rose for us. It's absolutely lovely. Hope you agree. Thanks for watching and join us in the next video. Bye for now.